Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of This Week with Carolina Commits, the show where we look past the stars in the rankings and we evaluate the on-field performance of UNC commits. I'm THI staff writer Brandon P. Joining me today is the director of football recruiting. That's Miss Dina King. And Dina, things have not been going well for the current Tar Heels, but for the future Tar Heels, we have some pretty positive news for some of the people out there. We're just going to jump straight into this list unless you have some thoughts you want to get out before we jump into the list, Nina.
Well, I'm just the regular season's wrapping up in several states, including North Carolina. So the playoffs will be starting. Some of the other states like Florida and Georgia, they're still in their regular season. So exciting time for a lot of these kids starting the playoffs and stuff.
All right. So with that being said, we'll just jump straight into our list for the week. At number 5, we have Daniel Anderson. I believe this is his first time making the list. He plays for Germantown. They defeated White Station 42-0. Why did Daniel Anderson make the list this week, Dina?
Well, his team finished 10-0, and he was a big part of their defense being outstanding. So, like I did a few weeks ago, gave some credit to offensive linemen. I thought I'd give Daniel a shout out for a great senior year in helping his high school team go undefeated and heading into the playoffs with a really good seed. So excited to see what they can do out there in Tennessee.
Yeah, for sure. And jumping into the next spot on our list, we have a tie for the first time for third and fourth place. We have Alex Taylor out of Grimsley High School, who is now 10-0, and Javarius Green out of Crest High School, who's also 10-0. Why did those two tie for the third and the fourth place spot on our list this week?
Kind of similar to Daniel Anderson. Both of them had pretty good games this week, but the main thing was both of them helped their teams finish 10-0, undefeated conference championship team. Grimsley played Northern Guilford, and Alex had a good overall game, with so many weapons that Grimsley has, and when they're kind of lopsided games, they spread it out. He like had around 70 total yards and a touchdown. He had a one carry for like 37 yards, and the rest was receiving. Javarius Green, big win over Kings Mountain, big part of it, caught a touchdown pass. In a battle of Carolina commits, Curtis Simpson on the Kings Mountain team,
Mm-hmm.
and Green's team got the win 39-14 to get a good playoff seed heading into the playoffs this week. So, but I gave a shout out to both of those because they've had outstanding senior seasons in helping their respective teams finish undefeated and going into the playoffs with big dreams of going deep and possibly winning state championship.
Yeah, for sure. Usually on the show, we look at individual stats, but we're now at the point of the season where leading your team to team success, especially going undefeated, has to be recognized. So I completely understand why these guys made the list. The next person on our list, we have Michael Merdinger. He's a resident on this list. He's always on there, it seems like. From Cardinal Gibbons, his team's now 7-2. They defeated Stranahan High School 44-24. So what kind of performance did Michael put together to earn his spot on this list again?
Last week I had this game as an important one of the top games because I wanted to see how Michael keeps progressing on the season, and didn't disappoint. 23 of 39 passes for 319 yards and 3 touchdowns. So like I keep mentioning when we mention the quarterbacks, that when they make the list, they're doing really well, and Carolina fans have got some guys they can look forward to in the future with when they get to Chapel Hill.
Yeah, for sure. You always want to recruit at that quarterback position well, and it looks like UNC continues to do that. And at our number 1 spot, speaking of quarterbacks, we have another quarterback. We have Bryce Baker from East Forsyth High School, who defeated West Forsyth High School 45-35. Why did Bryce earn the number one spot on the list this week?
If I was doing like for the whole season, he probably
Yeah, he'd be
would
number one.
take number one because he's been on here every week. 20 of 25 passes, 342 yards, 5 touchdown passes, and then he ran like 9 times for around 60 yards. So it counted for over 400 yards. So in a huge win against one of your rivals to help
Mm-hmm.
finish 9-1 and a top seed in the 4A playoffs. So can't stress how much that Baker has just really keeps he just each week he sees he likes to just uh increase his production and everything. Like last week I think he went over the 2,000 passing yard. So, he's closely approaching 2,500 and easily could get to 3,000 the way they're playing. East Forsyth is playing, and there's uh, 5, 6 rounds in the playoffs, so it's easily that he can make 3,000 if they keep winning.
Yeah, and you got to keep in mind Bryce Baker is class of 2025, so he's a younger prospect, and there's just so much room for growth in his game, and he's already really good. So that's definitely something that UNC fans should be looking forward to. But now, Dina, we have our top games for this coming up week. First game on our list, we have Fuquay Varina at Jack Brick, a little battle in the triangle. Why should Carolina fans be interested in this game?
Well, Malcolm Ziegler there at Fuquay Varina, he's had a very solid senior season. He does everything for Fuquay Varina, and as I stated earlier in the pod, that this first round of playoffs, they're going down to Fayetteville, take on a Jack Britt team, and you know it could be this is the season where any game could be your life, so you want to
Yeah.
go out playing really hard. And Ziegler he's helped this team. I know they've struggled uh, during some of the games, but they've played a pretty good tough schedule there in the Raleigh area. So they're going against a Fayetteville team, and we'll see how they do and if they can advance to the next round.
Yeah, and then going south to the state of Georgia, we got Walton at Wheeler. Georgia football is always good. Why should the UNC fans in that area be interested in this game?
Well, linebacker Ashton Woods, just a really, really solid linebacker, 4-star there at Walton High School. Just a your prototypical linebacker. I mean, he's just all over the field making tackles. Um, Georgia, they're not in the playoffs yet. This is maybe, I believe, their last regular season game against a Wheeler team that's pretty good. I mean, Walton is, I believe, still undefeated, and they're playing Wheeler, I think they're 7-2. So, a really good, nice matchup there in Georgia to watch.
Yeah, and for the last game of the week, we're gonna go north of the Mason-Dixon line, go up to New Jersey, where Rutherford is at Hanover Park. Why should UNC, if there's UNC fans up there, why should they be interested in this game?
I think I made a mistake. Rutherford is probably hosting Hanover Park. Maybe, I'm
Okay.
not sure. But this is Ryan Ward. He has done everything for the Bulldogs. They're 10-0. They're actually in the second round. This is actually a second round playoff
Oh,
for
wow.
New Jersey. They're pretty early up there. So Ryan he's done a little bit of everything for them, playing really well on defense, and as North Carolina's recruiting him as a tight end, so he's done a lot to help that team be 10-0. And like I said, it could be. I'm not sure where that game is, but Rutherford versus Hanover Park. Um,
Be a good one.
that'll be a game to look out for Carolina fans to see how Ryan Ward done. So, but it's just
Well,
that time of the season where everything's wrapping down. Some have finished their seasons. Um, Trey Blue, who plays at Cary, disappointing 1-9 season, so their season's over. So some of the other ones could be over after this week. So um, that's the thing about playoffs. It's a new
One and
season.
done.
Everybody's 0-0. It's win or go home.
Yep. Yep. And that's really one of the most exciting times of the year for me. I enjoy watching high school playoff football just because for most of these kids, it's going to be their last time ever playing football at an organized level. So you can really see the want to win the game. But Dina King, I think that's an excellent place to stop. For TarHeelIllustrated.com, I've been Brandon P. She's been Dina King. Thank you for watching.